Hey friends, it's so good to see you. It's time for Global Tarot Circle. This is our monthly online tarot meetup. We have been doing this since like 2011 or something. We started on WebEx, then we moved Facebook Live. Now we're here on YouTube, and I'm so happy to have all of you here with me. Of course, as always, a special shout out to the members and the moderators. And many of you know what the format is, but for those of you who don't, here's what we're looking to do. Let us know where in the world you are and what tarot deck you are working with today. I am in Palm City, Florida, and you will see in just a moment when I go over to CardCam that I'm working with one of my favorites, Wiser Tarot. Hey, Lady Lenormand, good to see you. Thanks for being here. I'm grateful to see all of you here today. So let us know where in the world you are and what deck you're working with. Now, for like the first half of our time together, we're going to do readings. And we'll do that in a very specific format. You can see that some people here already have their questions in. If you have a question for a reading, go ahead and put that in. I will take those in the order in which I see them. I will pull one card in answer, and anyone else who wants to do this reading will also pull one card in answer and give their interpretation. So if you ask a question, don't just listen to what I say. Make sure you go through the comments and get your full reading. In the second half of our time together, we do tarot discussion stories, some informal study, and really anything about tarot divination, whatever. If you have questions about anything, technique, a reading you did that didn't make sense, decks, cards, you name it, in the second half of our time together, we'll take those questions and talk about the cards. So for the first half of our time together, we're reading for each other, and the second half, we're doing some card study. All right. So let us get over to CardCam, where you can see that, yes, indeed, I am using Wiser Tarot. And so let's get going. Now, what I will ask you to do is, as I'm doing a reading, I'm going to tell you that if you'd like to do this reading, you will put the name of the person you're reading for, the name of the card you received in your interpretation. Now, I can talk a lot quicker than you can type. So you may not want to do every single one. You may do every other one. You may do just the ones you're drawn to. So there we go. And as I said, I'll try to take these in the order in which I see them, starting with, well, you know what? Before we do that, let's just go through and do some introductions. Claire C., great to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. You're in Port Charlotte, Florida, using your little radiant rider weight. Christina, thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members only emojis. In Westchester, Pennsylvania, using the light seers. Ben, thanks for being a member. Thanks for being a moderator. You're in the UK, got the Centennial Waite Smith. Perfect. Justine, thanks for being a member. Thanks for being a moderator, using Spiritwise in Houston, Texas. Okay, Kristen Louise, Columbus, Ohio, using the Noisy Museum Tarot. I've never heard of that one. That's so exciting. Lisa Harmon, thanks for being a member in Greenville, South Carolina, using Weird World Tarot. That's one I haven't heard of, with Hanson Roberts Mini as a backup. Free Shadow, thanks for being a member in Wheaton, Illinois, using Sakura Spring Tarot. That's one I've not heard of as well. Ashley's here from Tampa. Graham Cracker J Vlogs, Maryland, Sunset Tarot. Very good. Let's see. Okay, and Mary Collins, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member in West Palm Beach, using the Rider-Waite Smith in the tin. Okay, perfect. Let's get to those questions. Thanks for being here. And if you're just getting here, please do let us know where in the world you are and what deck you're working with. And let's get going, starting with Smile Soul 20. Thanks for being a member. We appreciate you. What does the universe want me to know? All right, if you would like to do this reading at Smile Soul 20, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Smile Soul 20. Ace of Wands reversed. There are ways you are just not feeling engaged, enthusiastic. You're not feeling it. You're not feeling the power. You're not feeling the magic. What do you need to do to get re-engaged? Do you need more rest? Do you need to push yourself to get out amongst people? This does not say what you need to do, but it does suggest you need to do something. All right. And Peggy Lou is here in Oak Hills, Florida, using the RWS. Very good. All right, Trey Cameron, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Your question, what does the universe want me to know? If you would like to do this reading at Trey Cameron, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Okay. And make sure when you do readings that you put the name of the person you're reading for. Name of the person you're reading for, the card that you got, and your interpretation. All right. So, Trey Cameron, what does the universe want me to know? And again, if you'd like to do this reading, at Trey Cameron, the name of the card you got, and your interpretation, judgment. I was just having a conversation with someone today about what a deep and multi-layered card judgment is. So it could be a lot of things that the universe wants you to know. But what does the universe want Trey to know right now? I'm going to say this, that you have the ability to hear the voice of spirit and let that inspire you and guide you. How about that? All right. Claire C., so good to see you. Okay, we've got your introduction. I don't have your question yet. Christina, yours is the next question I see. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members-only emojis. What does the universe want me to know? All right, if you'd like to do this reading at Christina, the name of the card you got, and your interpretation, King of Wands. The universe wants you to know that you're the main character, that you have to be the main character in your own story, and that you must lean into the things that really make you happy. All right. Ben, you're up next. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for being a moderator. What is the next positive thing I can take to keep my newfound positive self-image energy growing? Yeah, the next positive step you can take. If you'd like to do this reading, at Ben Lieber Does Tarot, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. And thanks everyone for doing readings. It always warms my heart to see it happening. It happens every month, but it always just feels so good that we're here all over the world together online doing readings for each other. All right. Ben. Four of Pentacles reversed. The key is you need to stay really measured, because as soon as you start to get stressed, if you're hungry, if you're tired, if you're overcommitted, your brain will immediately start chewing on itself. So you cannot forget the basics of good self-care, because that's part of what keeps you positive. All right. Kristen Louise. Okay, we've got you. We've got your greeting. I don't see a question from you yet. Lisa Harmon is the next question that I see. Thanks for being here, Lisa. Thanks for being a member. What does Spirit want me to know? All right, if you'd like to do this reading, at Lisa Harmon, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. What Spirit wants you to know, the Four of Wands reversed, is there is so much left to learn, to do, to explore, to enjoy. And it's all there for you. All right. Let's see. Whose is the next question? Okay. So, Justine, again, thanks for being a member. Thanks for being a moderator. Why did Chris suddenly quit talking to me, responding? Okay. And a note for me. Justine sent me screenshots. Well done. Always appreciated. I told him nicely that it bothered me. He sent a couple of long and thoughtful responses back to me that night about us getting to know each other better. And then all of a sudden, nothing since then. That's so weird. I mean, we thought he was a weird dude anyway. So the fact that the weird dude is being a weird dude shouldn't be surprising. But I think what happened is, you know, those thoughtful texts made you think, well, maybe there's something more here or something better, but probably not. But anyway, let's see what we get. If you'd like to do this reading, at Justine, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Why is he not talking to you right now? Because he recognized it wasn't going to be an easy hit. And I think he may be off chasing something easier. All right. Okay, who is next? And Lisa Harmon reminds you to like this video. Yes, please do. Lady Lenormand, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. We really appreciate you. I was telling someone about your charm cauldron. I know you'll be presenting at StaarCon 5. I hope you'll be vending again because there's already a desire for the charm cauldron. Okay, here it is. My question is, there is a historical tiny house that is free and will fit in my backyard. Should I consider it? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So if you'd like to do this reading at Lady Lenormand, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Should you consider this? It's free and will fit in your backyard. Should you consider it? Six of Cups reversed. I feel like, A, you want to make sure about the shape it's in. Make sure it's in good shape. It may, like with the Six of Cups reversed, I wonder if it's not in the best shape. So that's one. Two, you want to make sure about zoning and all of that. And three, you want to make sure that you and your husband really want it. Oh, side note, narrowcast, I was going to text you. Tell your husband, I heard Ace of Base in the grocery store today. Just saying. Anyway. So yeah, there's definitely some things you want to check out first. Let's see what other people have to say. Claire C., thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. We appreciate you. You're up next. If you'd like to do this reading at Claire C., the name of the card you've got and your interpretation. Will October be the best time for me to go to the Mediterranean? Christiana, I saw the side. Yes, seriously, I did. All right. Claire C. I think October would be a great time to go. That sounds wonderful. Yeah, I love it. All right. Up next, Mix You Ear. Michelle. What do I need to know about being able to go back to Tammy's, which is a queer cafe bar that I've been having issues with lately? Will it go back to being a safe space? All right. If you'd like to do this reading at Mix You Ear, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. There are issues here, and those issues are institutional, like baked in. And so I don't know that you can fix those issues. Like you might have to, if you wanted to go back, you might have to fix the way you feel about those issues, especially if they're like the only game in town or whatever. All right. Peggy Lou Levens, what does the universe want me to know? If you'd like to do this reading at Peggy Lou Levens, the name of the card you got. and your interpretation. All right, Peggy Lou. Two of Wands, that there is always opportunity for change, for difference, for things to improve. And you can look to what you can do to make that happen. Hey, Nicholas, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. All right, great to see all the readings. Oh, Claire, you're concerned about a hurricane hitting your home. So we've already done you, but I'm just going to pull a quick card for you, Claire, for the hurricane. I mean, it's a concern. Whether you're there or not, it's a concern. I'm not saying it'll happen. I'm saying, we're all concerned. But, there will be anxiety, but there's going to be anxiety either way. Hey, Ness, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. All right. Okay, looking for the next question. Thanks, everyone, for doing readings. All right. Oh, Mary Collins. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks for being a member. We appreciate you. Of course, looking forward to seeing you at StaarCon. A tip for you to initiate your weight loss program. Okay, if you'd like to do this reading, at Mary Collins, the name of the card you got, and your interpretation, a tip to initiate your weight loss program. Wheel of Fortune, look at the patterns. Keep an eye on your patterns, your physiological patterns, your emotional patterns, and that will help you look at where your patterns aren't helping you and help you to change them. Okay. Here we go. Oh, good. You're going to bring the charm cauldron. Yay, Lady Lenormand. Yay. All right. Next question. Graham Cracker J Vlogs. Would it be beneficial to move up in the job I have now or move on to another job? All right. If you'd like to do this reading at Graham Cracker J Vlogs, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. I feel like it is definitely time to leave what you're doing. And there may be reasons to think about leaving the company and going elsewhere. Okay, let's see. Okay, Claire, you're going to do it. Good, good, good. Okay, up now is Ashley. Ashley, thanks for being here. We appreciate you. I would like to know if I will find my own place soon. If you'd like to do this reading, at Ashley, the name of the card you got, and your interpretation. King of Pentacles reversed, I think it's going to take a little more time. I think, the money thing may be an issue. Finding the right place may be an issue. It's going to take a little time. All right. Oh, Mary, I love it. I pulled my own card, the Knight of Cups. There you go. There you go. Graham Cracker J Vlogs, the cards have spoken. It's so true. I need something less stressful. Okay. Oh, this is interesting. Mediha Ness, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. A friend is moving up with his daughter to stay with us for a while. How will it go? And Lucky, yeah, go ahead, ask a question. So Ness, If you'd like to do this reading at Mediha Ness, the name of the card you got and your interpretation, how will it go? Ace of Pentacles. I think it's going to be okay. I think it's good. I think it's fine. I think it's very helpful to the friend, but I think it's fine. All right. Up next is Bella Luna. I would like to know if M will contact me during Gemini season. All right. And if you'd like to do this reading at Bella Luna, I would not count on it. All right. Okay, we're continuing readings. Lady Lenormand, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, next question is Lucky. Did Rudra only love me till his last breath, or was there someone else in his heart? Okay, let's take a look. If you'd like to do this reading at Lucky, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Wheel of Fortune. This could be a person who could have room in his heart for more than one person, I would think. All right. So at this point, the floor is still open for questions for readings, but we're also now opening the floor for questions about tarot, divination, psychic stuff. What would you like to know? What would you like to learn? What questions do you have? We're open for that as well as for readings. And I do want to let you know, I also posted this in the community thread, that we will not have the newsletter recap tomorrow. John and I will be on grandparent duty at that time. Perhaps I will take some pictures. I did share some recent pictures of the twins in the community thread as well. They're adorable. But make sure you read the newsletter. And I'm kind of sad to not be able to do the recap because I love the topic. The topic is about gratitude and guilt. In recognition of the fact that sometimes people stay in uncomfortable situations because they feel guilty about wanting more in their life. Like if you want more, you're not grateful for what you have. And it's amazing how much I see this at the tarot table. So I'd love to talk about that tonight if there's nothing else to talk about. Yeah, we can do a mini recap now. Absolutely. Christina wants to talk about the many interpretations of the Ten of Swords. Absolutely. Absolutely. We've got a couple of other questions, so we will take those as well. Claire, this is interesting. What time of day is best for readings? I seem to get clearer connections in the morning. I think that's really personal for people. What do y'all think? Do you have different times of day that are best for reading? Do you have that? Let me know. Tag it time and let me know. That's an interesting question. We do have, okay, Immy, that's IMY. What will happen in my appointment on Saturday? Is it good or is something bad going to happen? It's an appointment with immigration. All right. If you'd like to do this reading at Immy, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. I think there'll be delays. I don't think it'll be bad, but I think there'll be delays. Oh, and regarding time, Rose says all times are good for me, but I seem to read best in the afternoon. This is a great one. Graham Cracker J Vlogs. What is your favorite card? Mine is the Chariot, but you have to say why. Tell us why. What is your favorite card and why? I'll go Temperance. Why do I love temperance? Because it's traditional keywords, time, art, and alchemy. Because of this concept of there's always a solution, there's always a way to put things together to make things work. Because it's cooking and bartending and the creation of wonderful things. So let us know. Okay. Couple of other questions here. Smile Soul 20 wants to know, there's a coworker that's acting funny towards me. What's up with her? If you'd like to do this reading at Smile Soul 20. Oh, now you got this earlier. And I think she's stealing your joy. And I think she is without joy, but I don't think it's necessarily about you. Don't let it get to you. I think it's just her, I don't think it's about you, but don't let it get to you. That's really the key. Okay. And Mary Collins had another question. A new business connection. What's the general outlook? If you'd like to do this at Mary Collins, the name of the card you got, and your interpretation, Wheel of Fortune, I like it. I think there's something good there, but it will definitely have a season, so look for what that season is. Okay, now talking about the newsletter, which again is about guilt and gratitude. Ben says, oh, hell yes. This topic hit a nerve. The amount of times I've stayed in friendships with people just because I felt grateful they wanted to be friends with me. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And for Mary Collins, regarding time, thinks it depends on the reader. And Ben, now I realize they should have been grateful to be my friends and in my orbit because I'm fab, damn straight. Christina, regarding time, my best readings are when I have a glass of wine, more relaxed, so evening is better for me. Interesting. Gemini Sun's here. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. We appreciate you, and thanks for being a moderator. And she's ready for a reading, so let's do it. What is the lesson the universe is trying to teach me? If you'd like to do this reading at Gemini Sun and the name of the card you got in your interpretation, the world. The universe, I think, is trying to teach you patience. And if anyone wants me to explain how I got patience from the world reversed, I will, just ask. Mary Collins, Wheel of Fortune twice, that's right. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, yes. Yes, yes. Okay. And Ness, regarding timing, I just need a bit of time to think to do a reading. Usually I don't even have time to keep the cards on the table. I write the cards on paper and keep going. I have friends who, kind of have the space in their home. They'll keep a reading out for a couple of days and keep going back to it. I think that's so powerful. And Graham Cracker J Vlogs, I like to do reading anytime I'm called to do them. Any time of the day, I'll pick up cards and do a reading. Yeah, absolutely. And Christina suggests to Mary, given the Wheel of Fortune twice, time to play the lottery. Here we go. Back to favorite card. I love this. From Lady Lenormand. My favorite card is the Hermit. It always reminds me that my inner wisdom is the best wisdom there is. Yes, I love it. Justine, certain hours of the day are ruled by certain planets. If that makes sense, you could use this to plan readings around a specific topic. Yeah, you could. You could. Okay. You have Zillick, Rose. I have Zillick too, and I haven't really played with it much, but it's been given to me. That's like a valuable deck. So Rose, your favorite card is the Ten of Pentacles, specifically from the Zillick Tarot. Man, woman, horse, love, home, harmony. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now, Lisa Harmon, what I've started doing is comparing the different decks, like comparing the Knight of Swords in one deck with the Knight of Swords in another. So that's a whole study, and well, it's called comparative tarot. And it is a really interesting study. And what we discover is that there's two kinds of tarot readers. We recognize that any of us may say anything based on what we see on the table. And what we see on the table is, to some extent, that has to do with the deck, right? But some of us will pretty much have a deck in our heads, and that's what we're reading with. And so which deck we're using doesn't matter as much. And some of us are very oriented to the deck. So which are you? Deck in your head or oriented to the specific deck you're reading? Which? Okay. Okay, and here's a quick question from Mixuir regarding Greta, who's, as we know, has just had surgery. Greta is a kitty. Greta's breath has been weird the last few days. I'm a bit worried because she had dental surgery on Thursday. Do I need to know anything? If anyone would like to do this reading at Mixuir, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Hey, Carolyn B., good to see you. Mixuir, 8 of Swords. You should keep an eye on it for the next week or so. Might be worth a call to the doctor. It's probably fine. But just keep an eye. Okay, let's see, where are we? Ben's favorite card, the Moon. Nothing is what it seems, including how we see ourselves. We can never see ourselves through others' eyes, so things can look different, given the info we have. Oh, Mary Collins, and yes, you're my favorite Aquarian right here. My favorite card is and always has been the Star, even before I found out it had a correspondence with Aquarius. I love the idea of hope and faith. All right, and a question for reading for Rose. And again, Rose, thanks for being a member if you'd like to do this reading. In a temp home, how does it look? Will I grow here? If you'd like to do this reading at Rose, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. 4 of Swords. I don't know that you're really going to relax into it, but it will be okay. And yes, there can be growth. Kristen Louise has a question. How do I improve my leadership of my kindred? Norse pagan spiritual group. It's like herding cats. Oh my gosh. I understand completely. All right. If you'd like to do this reading at Kristen Louise, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Page of Swords. Get them to read and report. They want to talk a lot anyway, so give them specific things to talk about. Okay. Someone asked, thank you, Carolyn B. How did I get patience from the world reversed? Here's where I went with it. The world can be completion and attainment. Therefore, when reversed, it's possible that we might see the world as we're not there yet, but we want to be, but you have to be patient because you're not there yet. Like that. Okay. So people are really enjoying, as we talk about the cards we love and the interpretation, people are really enjoying the interpretation. That's really great. We're learning from each other. Free Shadow. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. I struggle with readings when the question requires an answer different than the plain physical answer. Different like readings for mental health relationship that require the spiritual answer. Okay, I'm going to ask you to clarify something for me just because I want to make sure I understand what we're talking about. What do you mean by require? What's causing the requirement? What's causing the requirement? Is it the cards that are coming up aren't the cards that you would expect? And so how do we interpret them in context? Is it that? Or is it that psychically you feel or ethically you feel that the answer needs to be a certain way? Tell me where the requirement is coming from. Oh, good. Carolyn, no problem. Thank you. Okay. And Justine, when we're talking about timing, like when you do readings, Justine, this is smart. Certain hours of certain days are ruled by certain planets. You could plan your readings around a specific topic using that. That's so smart. That's so smart. Okay. So, hang on a minute. Hang on. I just overscrolled. I came to something juicy and then I scrolled away. Didn't mean to. So, Ness, your favorite card, the 7 or 9 of Pentacles. I love that. So, are you a gardener? Because, like, what do those two cards have in common? They're both gardens, right? Let's do a reading for Cassandra. And Cassandra, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Feel like my bestie Gemini Sun and I are both going through it for totally different reasons and such, but I'd like to know the same thing. What lesson is the universe trying to teach me? If you would like to do this reading, at Cassandra Revelta, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. What lesson is the universe trying to teach you? 10 of Swords, and there was a request for us to talk about this card. So after I do this reading, I'm going to leave this card out. We're going to talk about it, the many meanings of the 10 of Swords. And it's fun that Mary Ellen Collins is here because I always love to quote her when I talk about this card. All right, so first of all, for you, dear Cassandra, what you, I think, are learning right now is about managing thoughts and feelings. There it is. All right. Friends, it's been requested that we talk about the many meanings of the 10 of Swords. Tag it 10 of Swords or 10S or whatever. Give me some keywords and thoughts, but let me tell you, one that Mary Ellen shared with me, Mary Collins, a long time ago, and it has always stayed with me. And I always give her credit for it because it's brilliant. Stick a fork in me, I'm done. You know, there can just be this sense of over it, which gives us a certain amount of freedom, right? The 10 of Swords it's not a great image. It can talk about overthinking. It can talk about outcomes not the way you want them to be or the fear of that. It can talk about someone being unkind, someone's words or actions being hurtful or unkind. Ben is now stealing it. I love that for the 10 of Swords, right? Right. All right. Oh, Rose Zillick is Crowley based. Yeah, that could be why I don't play with it so much. I probably should start. Mary Collins, I was hoping you'd pick up on this. Mary Collins says to Justine, great idea to look at the times of day and the ruling planets. I'm an astrologer and never thought of this. There it is. Von Ray, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Okay, so going back to interpreting decks, I don't get much time interpreting by looking at the cards. I go at the general card meeting, considering the question, positions, and other cards, yeah. And Claire says, I'm oriented to the specific deck because the images communicate a lot with me. I'm a visual thinker. Well, you're an artist. You're a fine artist, so that makes perfect sense. And Ness says, if I'm spinning myself with the same question, I go to the book of that deck and leave it at that. Yeah, that's a good technique. Kristen Louise, my favorite card is the Devil because I often read it differently. I read it as a message to let your hair down and liberate yourself from social constraints, most notably around sexuality. You go. I love that. And okay, if you think about the Devil as the first card of the third septenary, we recognize that the Devil is the gatekeeper for spiritual enlightenment. None may become spiritually enlightened without first passing through the Devil and the Tower. So that makes sense in that context. So Lisa, I have Hanson Roberts in my head. Got it. So I basically compare every other deck with it. I read for myself or politics. I really don't care about reading for others. Yep, got it. Mixuir, my favorite card is Death, but lately I've been drawn to the Tower. Something about change and transformation really calls to me. Okay. So Ben says, I like to take all I know about a card. So the deck, the system, astrology, etc., combine that with what comes into my head. Bit of a jack of all trades or a mongrel reader. Yeah, I'm a little bit the same way. I don't have as much like astrology knowledge or whatever, but yeah, I'm the same way for sure. Claire C., my favorite card is the Ace of Cups. It stirs up very warm and loving energy like a strong connection to the divine. I love that. Okay. Mary Collins, regarding the Ten of Swords. I also always remember Mary Greer's story of someone who looked at the card and said something about how she just quit smoking. Claire C., I had an acupuncture experience like the Ten of Swords, and the Ten of Swords can suggest acupuncture. It absolutely can. Justine, I see what you're saying about the Ten of Swords. It almost reminds me of the Hanged Man. It's all right, like, fuck it, white flag. Nothing works, I'm giving up. Yeah, and there's so much freedom in that when that happens. Nez, 10 Swords. We had joked that all the 10s, this goes to 11. Right, from Spinal Tap. I love that. Yes, yes. And I want the answer to this. Mixuir, if you haven't seen it, Mary Collins wants to know if you have some prominent Scorpio placements because of the fact that you like death and transformation. Free Shadow, I'm influenced by the art and the feelings I get from my deck. Perhaps because I'm a writer and I use some decks to help me write my stories. I love that. I love that also. Also, I'm a visual learner. That makes sense. Ben, the devil always makes me think of the Spice Girls song, Too Much. One of the lines is, too much of something is bad enough. Too much of nothing is just tough. Both can be problematic. I love that. So Free Shadow, I am waiting. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, hang on. I found it. The thing I was waiting for. So going back, Free Shadow had a question regarding, like, when the cards say something or the question provides a context, but there's a desire or requirement for a particular kind of answer. And I see Free Shadow has come back. Here it is. The cards and my intuition seem to lean toward more solutions, maybe a physical thing to do or a mantra, but I feel the querent wants a more spiritual answer that will give them what they want. So here's what I would do. In that situation, I'd love to hear from other people. Tag it querent. So the question is, like, we recognize that when we're working with the cards, we might give practical solutions. We might give predictions. We might give a more spiritual answer. We might give a more mundane answer. And intuitively, or based on what the cards say or what seems reasonable, the reader wants to give, say, a very mundane, this is what you need to do. And the querent's like, no. I want to know how to handle this magically. Or I want to know just what's going to happen. Or what do I need to do to manifest this? I don't want to do the work. How do you handle that? Tag it querent. And I'm going to say, I just do the reading. I do the reading. And if they don't like the answer, I may try to ask another question. So, like, okay, so I've given, add to your example, I've given the mundane steps. This is what you need to do. But then they're not satisfied. So then I will do the prediction or the magical advice or whatever as well, if that doesn't do harm. Sometimes I feel like answering a question that way will actually do harm because it solidifies something for them that is perhaps a harmful belief or a hurtful belief. So in that case, I try not to. Ice Chan, good to see you. Thanks for being here. You're also using Wiser Tarot. That's so good. Okay, so Claire C. says about the Ten of Swords. The sky, I already put it away, didn't I? Is the darkness coming or going? No one knows. Does anyone know? I don't think anyone knows. It could be sunrise or sunset. I don't know. Okay. Okay, so Mary Collins regarding querent. I think the cards can be read from several layers. If you give the mundane answer and it doesn't land, go to the metaphysical version. Yeah, absolutely. Ben, querent, you came to me for a reading. This is the reading. You don't like the answer, go find another reader. Hashtag sorry, not sorry. Fair. Fair, fair, fair. Free Shadow, agree. I don't want to lead someone on. Great answer. Thanks. Thank you. Thanks for a great question. Would love to hear what anyone else has to say. Rosemarie, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Kristen Louise reads it as the dark clouds will soon pass. There you go. We should do this at StaarCon 5. Justine says, Ben, tell him, Ben, I love so much when both Ben and Christiana Gaudet Tarot, me, join together for rants. Yeah, that would be fun. We should do like a rant party. That would be so fun. Christine, I would think the Ten of Swords being the end and seeing the sunrise, starting over. Absolutely right. Because never is there a sunset that the sunrise doesn't come after, and vice versa. Never is there a sunrise that isn't followed by a sunset. Absolutely. Peggy Lou, you've always seen it as sunrise. Good, good. Right, it's a tarot rants pub game. Yes, yes, yes. I love it, I love it, I love it. And Free Shadow says, sometimes I'm too nice, and that brings me back to the newsletter topic. Let's talk about this for a minute. Have you ever stayed in a job, a relationship, something, because you felt guilty for leaving? Not because you wanted to be there, but because you felt guilty for leaving. And have you ever grappled with, how can I sit in gratitude, but still work for something more, still look for something more? Is that something that's been an issue for you? Let's talk about it if it has been. Oh, Claire C. reminds us that the Ten of Swords experience is temporary. Rose, I don't know how to read mundane. My personal readings are metaphysical. I want to do more practical readings, mirroring my new practical life. And let me tell you, here's a rant. Every single card can have a spiritual interpretation, and every single card can have a practical interpretation. Absolutely. Free Shadow, Ten of Swords, every wound heals, leading to a new skin, new beginning. You can't really stop the body from healing. That's beautiful. I love that. Oh, Ben, this is a fun game too, working on a version of Tarot Taboo. You have to describe a tarot card without saying certain keywords. That's fun. And you and Lady Lenormand want to play the game of hope. That is so good, so good, so good. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Here we go from Ice Chan. How would you read the King of Wands in reverse? No, that's good. It's a stalker card for you. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah. And everyone else, King of Wands reversed. All right. If it's a person, I always read, when I'm reading reverse court cards as people, they are not bringing or experiencing their element in the best way. So the King of Wands reversed may be a guy who's being really boring or not doing what he's supposed to do or not feeling his best. The King of Wands reversed could be not wanting to step into the leadership position that you're ready for. The King of Wands reversed could be not being ready for that leadership position. There's some resistance there. The King of Wands reversed could be not feeling your vital energy, not feeling your creative energy the way you want to or the way you should. Oh, Ben, King of Wands reversed, you've forgotten where you came from. Oh my gosh, I love that with my whole heart. Oh, that is so good. So good. Oh my gosh, Dina Moskowitz, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Funny how we're discussing a Gemini deccan tarot card during Gemini season. So interesting. And I don't know the decans. I will tell you that Marion Kirk is going to do a 3-part intensive at StaarCon on the decans. So perhaps after that I will. All right. All right, hang on. Where were we? Okay. Scrolling down. And we're in our last 10 minutes. So if I've missed any important questions or comments, please reiterate them. Okay. Okay, hang on. I have sort of a fun Ten of Swords story too. Okay. Lady Lenormand, the hippie game of hope. Yeah, I think you definitely should. Okay. Justine, do I think you should straight up block Chris? I don't want to go through these emotional ups and downs when he decides to respond to me in a few days. I mean, if you want to, you could. Or you could, I think it would be better to just decide, like, here's the thing, Justine. You weren't into him until he sort of stopped communicating with you. That's when you decided you were into him. So maybe just decide you're not into him and you don't care. You know, you could do that. Joyous Ocean, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. And you've got your grandson there. Oh, Betty Flesher, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. 10 of Swords. It's darkest before the dawn. And Dina Moskowitz, yes, 10 of Swords, stick a fork in me, I'm done. That is Mary Collins. I think you're probably quoting me, but I'm quoting Mary Collins when I say that. That came from her, and I love it. So thank you for remembering that. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Yeah, Justine, assuming love bombers, that's what they do. Leave the door open so they can come back and do it again. Absolutely. So back to the newsletter topic. Claire C., staying due to guilt. Yes. When an ex threatened suicide, I was trapped for years. Oh my gosh, that's so hard. Tina, 10 of Swords, get some acupuncture. Joyous Ocean, quick reading. Where should Eric live? Madihan Ness, 10 of Swords, game over, press play. Justine, what's the OMG? What's the OMG? I need to know. I was going to ask you about that. What does the 10 of Cups reversed means when it comes up in a romantic reading? I would look at the other cards around it, but I don't love the reversal in a romantic reading. It might not mean a bad thing for the relationship, but it might mean that y'all need to talk about your goals and align your goals. Because that card has come up for him multiple times now, and I can't figure out what it means. Leave that boy alone. 10 of Cups reversed multiple times for that dusty, lame-ass dude. Leave him alone. That's what I think. Okay, so we're doing, Joyous Ocean wants to know where Eric should live, New York or Pennsylvania. And this is how I would do it, New York, Pennsylvania. I like Pennsylvania. Anyone else wants to ring in? Go ahead, any way you want. Ness, regarding guilt, 7 of Swords has given me the courage to go with what's good for me. Yes, 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 yes. Agreed. The Tarot Fairy Godmother Wand Bonk. Yes, there it is. There it is. All right, we are in like our last 6 minutes. So this is last call for all kinds of readings and conversation. which cards talk about guilt? Like, I love that Mediha Ness said that the Seven of Swords helps her to remember to do what's right for her. I love that. I would argue that all of the sevens kind of have this sense of like, it's all about you. You got to do it. It's your work. It's your thing. I would absolutely argue. Ice Chan, Four of Cups. So yeah, the Four of Cups is such an interesting card. And I will tell you, and I'd love everyone to ring in on the Four of Cups. I used to feel like it's just you're being a spoiled child. Look, you've got 3 cups here. You don't want those. The hand of God comes and gives you another cup. You don't want that either? What's wrong with you? Stop being like that. And it can be being like that, but I think sometimes it's about like, maybe you're really not happy with your options. Like maybe that's a real thing we need to deal with. Or maybe you're right to wait. Maybe you're right to say no. Maybe you're right to wait for something better. So I feel like this card really asks a question. Do you have to choose amongst what's available? Or not? And so could this talk about guilt? Do we see guilt here? It sure could. It sure could, because like, how do you find a way to do what you want to do, but you feel guilty? Absolutely. Ben, guilt, feel of 3 of Swords, that heavy feeling that weighs on you. Absolutely. Absolutely. Adina Moskowitz, for guilt, the Hanged Man. Sure. Lady Lenormand, for the 4 of Cups, you're on the phone and you don't even see the cups. There it is. Graham Cracker J Vlogs, this is my first time being in your Global Tarot group. This was an amazing experience. Thank you for the readings, everyone. So, we do this once a month. We do live stream readings where I'm doing the readings, usually 4 times a week. This week it's only 3 because grandkids. And we do other classes. This coming Tuesday, we have a class, Mystery Cards. Here's what we're going to do. I am going to pull cards at random, and we're going to deep dive study the cards that I pull at random. So we're going to ask the universe to tell us what cards to study, and then we're going to study them. It will be fun. Rose, asking questions is a great way to look at the 4 of Cups. Ben, 4 of Cups for me is you're trying to make these things work so hard you don't consider just saying the double F. F it and forget it. Yeah, I love it, the double F. There you go. Regarding guilt, Betty Flesher, 5 of Cups. And how about Judgment Reversed? Yes, Judgment Reversed. I love that. Yes. That makes so much sense. Ice Chan, I often look at the 4 of Cups as a tarot reader doing a reading. That's really interesting. I love that. Dina, 4 of Cups looks to emotions for guidance. Mary Collins, 4 of Cups, sometimes you're just not ready for the emotional changes. You want emotional security. I thought 4 of Cups would be about emotional security. Yeah, there you go. Justine, 4 of Cups, not happy with your options. Nothing is emotionally fulfilling. Shitty place to be in. This was my card for this week. All right. Ness, all of this cups talk, it's time for a cup of wine. So what it's really time for in our last 2 minutes is shameless self-promotion. Drop a link to your blog, your website, your Instagram. What do you got going on? Let us know. I am available for readings. Reach out anytime. And I will be back on Friday at noon with your Friday weekly wrap-up. And again, class, the link is already up. Class on Tuesday, I hope you will join us. And I want to say a huge thank you to the members, the moderators, those helping out with super chats and super stickers. I want to remind you that StaarCon is right around the corner. So whatever you need to do to get your stuff together, to get yourself to StaarCon in person or online, it's time to do it. Tickets are now available, and there is an early bird special right now. All right, Claire C., I really love our group. I do too. Christina, thank you. Thank you, Christiana, and everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for coming together. Yes, Ben, can I shamelessly self-promote the WDA Lenormand Summit? I'm a speaker. Link on my Insta, Libra Does Tarot, at Libra Does Tarot. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Is the tarot reader the hand of God holding the cup? I love that. That's so smart. That's so smart. Never would have thought of it. Caroline McLaughlin, so good to see you. Thanks for popping by. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members only emojis. All right. That is our time. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you spending time with us. Look forward to seeing you soon. Take care.